Today, we are going to be ranking all the launch games for the Nintendo Switch 2. And since we're officially getting started, I'm going to repeat what I said a little bit earlier. This is not ranking the quality of the games, but this is ranking my hype towards the launch titles. So how excited am I to play each one of these individual games? And the reason why I'm saying this is not a quality evaluation of the games is because I haven't played some of these games. So I can't tell you if the games are going to be good or not. Now, obviously, there are some of these games that we have played before, and I know that the base games or the quality of the base games is very high or very low, depending on the game. But at the same time, that's not what we're here to do tonight. We're here to talk about how excited am I towards these games coming out. And it might make some people mad because one of your favorite games might go into the meh category, or a game that you hate might go into the definite priority or as soon as effing possible category. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. This is how excited am I to play these different games. And you're going to see that a tendency that I'm most likely is going to happen in today's video is that I'm going to be very excited to play games that experiences that I haven't been able to have with the Switch 1 for a while because it just wasn't powerful enough to run games of the type that some of these games are. And you know what I'm talking about. Like, we haven't had like really good 3D action games from a third party since I would say almost Bayonetta 3. And even that game you could feel was held back by the power of the Switch 1. And I think you could tell in the game that the ideas were grander than what the console could actually deliver. And most likely some of the ideas actually had to be toned back for the game to work on the console. But that's basically where my head is at the moment. And there's also maybe some games that are great games that I'm just going to be putting lower because I've played them before. And yes, I'm excited to try them in a better format. But at the same time, are they going to take priority over games that I haven't played yet or I haven't experienced? Probably not. So let's first go really quickly through the 5 categories we're going to be working with tonight. So the first category, top category, is as soon as effing possible. So basically, games in this category mean that my hype for playing these games on the Nintendo Switch 2 is so high that most likely I'm going to be playing them on launch day. I most likely even already pre-ordered and paid for the games, and the only thing keeping me from playing them at the moment is the fact that they aren't out yet. So as soon as effing possible is, for me, the cream of the crop, what games I just can't wait to get my hands on and play on Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm pretty sure there's at least one game that's going to be going into this category that some people are going to say like, no, probably not. Why is that game up there? But it is for me, and it is what it is. Next, we have definite priority. Now, definite priority is those games that I really can't wait to play. But at the same time, I'm not dying to play them. So on launch day, they're most likely not going to be the titles I'm going to be booting up first. But at the same time, they are definitely going to be the games I will be knocking out playing, I would say, within the first 2 weeks of the release of the console. Next, I'm trying to be nice. I'm calling the next category looking forward to it. So these are games that I still want to play, but I'm going to be playing when there's really nothing else better to play. Okay, there's like no better way to put it. This is like the C tier. These are like the games that, okay, I'm really happy they're on the console, but they aren't going to be taking the spots of most of the like newer releases as they're coming out. So I'll get to them eventually, but I'm not feeling like this kind of pressure to play the game really quickly. Next, we have on the back burner. Now, on the back burner definitely means that, at least for me, these are games that I'm only going to be playing if really there's going to be a downtime in Switch 2 releases or even Switch 1 releases, because it's not like I'm going to stop buying games that are made for the Switch 1. I'm still going to be playing a ton of them. So the games in the back burner category are most likely games that are like gap fillers. So if really I'm out of games to play, or for some reason I really want to do a bit of content on one of the games because, I don't know, it has a really big update that people are excited about, that they want to see what's happening with the game or whatnot, I might play it nonetheless. But to me, whether the game would be on the console or not is most likely not that important. And then there's the meh category. The meh category basically for me is the games that, if I'm totally honest, I don't really give a crap about. And this, I'm pretty sure there's at least one game I'm going to be putting in this category that a lot of people are going to be mad at me for. But it is what it is. I can't help it. I'm not going to be playing this game on the Nintendo Switch 2. Other than maybe trying it out really just for being able to talk about the experience on the Switch 2. Because obviously, if people ask me about the experience for a game, if I have the game, if I have the ability to play the game, I'm going to want to try it so that I know in future deal videos, are they at least worth mentioning? Or if we need to talk about it on the channel, have a little baseline of how the game plays out and what it's all about on the Switch 2. You want me to put my picture on the top right. You know what? That's actually a really good idea, because you're right that most likely the top right of the screen is not going to be used. So we're gonna do that. That's a really good idea, Wild One. So we're going to be putting my picture at the top right. That way you guys get to see the last games. So if I'm missing any launch games, I really don't think I am, because I even included, I would say, the major releases for the GameCube games here. Let me know, but I think we have pretty much all the major games that we are going to want to possibly play or try out on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I think it's about time we get started. Now, where do we start here? Where do we start? I feel like I'm gonna start by poking the bear. Let's get one of the meh games out of the way. I'm looking at the list here, and I'm gonna get one of the meh games out of the way. For me, one of the meh games is gonna be Fortnite. Look, I'm not saying Fortnite is a bad game. Remember, this is not a quality evaluation. This is a hype level evaluation. But I've played Fortnite on PS5. I've played Fortnite on PC. I've played it on Switch 1. Honestly, I'm Fortnited out. And the Switch 2 experience is definitely going to be way better than the Switch 1 experience. But I'm still not going to play the game, most likely on the console. However, my daughter definitely will. She cannot wait to try Fortnite on the Switch 2 because she plays Fortnite like daily on her Switch 1. And by the way, she's going to be upgraded to the Switch OLED as soon as the Switch 2 is out. She's going to be handed down my Nintendo Switch OLED, so that is going to be hers to play most of the time. But to me, the fact that Fortnite is on the Switch 2 is a meh. Fine, I'm glad it's there. And I'm sure it's going to be super popular. Okay? But for me, hype level, I could care less. And it's not really, like, I included it as a launch title, but to me it's not even a launch title because we've already had it. We're really just getting like a free upgrade pack for it. And it's not even an upgrade pack. It's like just, oh, the game's going to run like on other consoles now. So there we go. One of the meh games out of the way. Now let's turn to one of the as soon as effing possible. Because I feel like we just did a meh. let's right away get one of the, as soon as effing possible, out of the way. And we're going to start with one of probably the most obvious games that for me is going to be in that category. Probably everyone can guess what game I'm going to be pointing to in a couple of seconds. But obviously, it's going to be Mario Kart World. Now, I know. I can already hear it. It's the $80 game. It's girl bull crap, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're right. I wish the game was cheaper. But I still cannot wait to try the game. I loved Mario Kart 8. I still was playing it on a weekly basis till about 2 weeks ago because I traded it in for the Switch, because the reality is, as soon as Mario Kart World is out, I'm probably never going to play Mario Kart 8 again. I'm saying that, and I'm really hoping I'm not wrong, but it is what it is once again. But this is most likely the first game that's going to be booted up on my console. It is most likely going to be a fantastic game, and as soon as we're done streaming, I'm most likely going to go play with my kids and my family as well, because they're all excited for Mario Kart World releasing this week. So probably after the stream is done, I'm going to be plugging my Switch 2 up on the TV upstairs, and we're going to be hitting some Mario Kart World. So I'm actually really glad the controllers for the Switch 1 are still working with the Switch 2, because I was worried for a while that we wouldn't have enough controllers for everyone. But now knowing that the controllers for the Switch 1 should be working with the Switch 2, that means we will not have any issues on that end. But... and I get that. I have some people here in the comments saying Mario Kart, I play for 30 minutes and then you're sort of tired and it's a meh game. And there's people that are going to be like that. But for me, it's as soon as I almost said a bad word there. Not that I really care. It's a soon as effing possible game. Okay. Next. We have 4 bananas ready for you on the 5th. Oh my god. You guys think you can take me in Mario Kart? I'm looking forward to it. Bring it on, Squirrel. And thank you so much for the $1.99 donation. Very appreciated. Thank you so much. Very appreciated. Thank you for supporting the channel. Okay. Next, let's get some more people mad. Breath of the Wild is going to be on the back burner for me. Now, I know a lot of people are like anticipating this game. They can't wait to get back into the Switch 2 version of the game. And look, I will probably boot it up to check out the upgrade. But what I mean is I won't count that as playing the game, because I'm going to boot it up just to see what it looks like, to see the beauty of before and after. But I'm not going to play it again right away. Like, this is the very definition of on the back burner. Remember what I said on the back burner is, I'll play this if there's a downtime and I don't know what to play. Because I played Breath of the Wild. I played the crap out of Breath of the Wild. I had a great experience with Breath of the Wild. Is it going to be enhanced? Definitely. But is it going to be enhanced enough that I'm going to want to replay the whole game? I don't feel like it. And secondly, if I replay Breath of the Wild, there's a much higher chance I'm going to replay Tears of the Kingdom. Because I significantly played less overall of Tears of the Kingdom, and I do feel like there's going to be a bigger upside to playing Tears of the Kingdom again than Breath of the Wild. But some people are going to be mad at me for this. But definitely, to me, Breath of the Wild is going to be on the back burner. However, for people who have never played Breath of the Wild, like, don't forget, I said at the beginning, this is my list. Because for people who have never played Breath of the Wild, I can see this being this. You understand what I mean? Like, if you have not played Breath of the Wild and you are like you didn't have a Switch 1 or you just didn't pick it up for the Switch 1, you're picking up a Switch 2 and you've never played the game, I can see why it would be up here. You understand? Because it is one of those games that if you have not played it yet, you are going to have the time of your life. You are going to have a life-altering experience, most likely. It is a great overall game. Okay? And since we're on the Legend of Zelda getting people angry path, let's just do this too. Okay? Same thing for Tears of the Kingdom. However, I'm going to do this. Tears of the Kingdom is, for me, higher than Breath of the Wild. And I know there's a bunch of people, too, that are going to be mad just because they did like Breath of the Wild. Like, it is what it is. I just played overall less of Tears of the Kingdom, so I will be more likely to want to dive back into Tears of the Kingdom than I would for Breath of the Wild. But both of them, to me, are going to be on the back burner for the simple reason that I've already played a ton of them. Those games. Now, where do we go from here? Oh, let's do another meh. Because, yeah. Can anyone argue with this? Like, really? I'm probably not even going to buy it. If it was free, okay, I would put it like here because I'd be looking forward to trying it out. But because I would have to pay for it, it's right down here. I'm most likely not going to pay for it. Unless, like, it doesn't feel like an Astro's Playroom. Like, it really feels like... So unless people start telling me that there's, like, Easter eggs and really hidden secrets and really an amazing experience hidden somewhere in the Welcome Tour, that is a meh. Okay? Definite meh in my book. Can I add the Discord link? You guys always ask me for the Discord link, and you guys know I always forget how to do it every time. But yes, I will get the Discord link. Invite. I think this should be it. There we go. Okie doke. Now, let's try to fill out a little bit of the middle games here. This one is maybe going to surprise a lot of people. But to me, Ridge Racer is a definite priority. This was one of the PS1 games that I, as a young man, teenager, 11-year-old, destroyed. When I say destroyed, I played the shit out of this game. I mean, I used to even play my own music over the game because this was one of those famous PS1 games that you could load the game into the PS1. Once the game was loaded up, you could pop the cover open, put your own music CD in the game, and then play your own music over the gaming music. So, I cannot wait to retry this game and see if I still love it. And this is the original Ridge Racer, okay? This is well, when I say the original, it is the PS1 port of the original Ridge Racer. I have to check if this is the arcade port, like if they're going from the arcade port or if they're going from the PS1 port. I'm feeling like they're going from the arcade port. But one way or another, to me, Ridge Racer is going to be a definite priority. I don't think it's going to be a launch day game. Like, I really don't think we're going to have time to play this on launch day, but it's definitely in the first couple of weeks that the Switch is out, I'm going to be picking up Ridge Racer and I'm going to be playing this game. And I would say that if you have any tolerance for blocky designs in your racers, seeing where the Ridge Racer series started is a fantastic thing to pick up. And I really hope that they do a Ridge Racer collection. I hope that this is a start and we get a Ridge Racer collection, because I would really like to get R4 on the Switch 2 and replay R4, which is probably the best Ridge Racer overall. Like if we're talking about like classic Ridge Racers. Great games. Great games. We're not going to spend any more time on it because it is what it is. Okay. Next. I'm going to put this in looking forward to it. We're going to go with one of the, like, let's say lesser releases from the GameCube games. And when I say lesser, I'm once again talking about my excitement. I love the F-Zero series, but I'm not that excited to replay an old F-Zero. I really think it's time for a new one. I really think it's time for a new one. And I can't get as excited about this old one as I want to be. So to me, I'm looking forward to it. I'll play it, but most likely it'll be a little bit later on. And Living Legend says Horizon Chase Turbo on Switch is fantastic. You are totally right on that. If you watch the deals videos, I recommend it on a regular basis. As soon as it's on sale, Horizon Chase Turbo is generally either in the sizzle reel or in the main part of the video. It's a great retro racing game, especially if you like old school arcade racers. Great game. I am totally with you there, Living Legend, and thank you once again for the $2 donation. Very appreciated. By the way, how do you guys like the new notifications on the channel? I feel they fit a little bit better with the channel. They're a little more pixel arty. They're a little bit more like maple syrup gaming and tech vibey. And you know what? Maybe I'll personalize them further. Maybe we'll get a picture of Topaz up there. Okay. Is 2 on the Switch yet? Horizon Chase Turbo 2, I think it is. I'm almost sure it is. But, hold on. We're taking a little side. Horizon Chase 2, yeah, it's on the, it's Horizon Chase 2, but it wasn't as well received as the first one. And is it even the same developer? But it doesn't have the turbo in it. Is this like one of those rip-off games and I'm messing up? No, it's the same developer. So it is, yes, it is. They just didn't call it turbo. I was pretty sure it was, because I'm pretty sure I played it even. And I do think it didn't have the magic of the first one. But anyway, we'll get back to it. Maybe we'll get an upgrade for the Switch 2. We'll see. Aquarius is a Brazilian dev. Yeah, they are you're right. They are a Brazilian developer. And you know what? There's a lot of really good games coming out of Brazil currently. They are really upping their game, their Switch game, because there's a couple of really up and coming developers from Brazil, and their games are getting better and better. There's one indie developer that I've been playing their games for like a couple of years now, and I'm going to say they used to be very bare bones, and their games have been getting consistently better and better each release. No problem, Wild One. Have a great evening, man. Have a great evening. Thank you for showing up for the time you were here, man. Okay, so we're building on the list, but I think you guys get the gist of why F-Zero GX is where it is. F-Zero GX, super excited, but it's not going to take priority over anything else. But it's not on the back burner either, because eventually I would put it up against like a medium-sized release. You know, one of those releases that is not super hyped. Okie doke. Now, where do we go from here? Let's get another meh out of the way. Hogwarts Legacy. Once again, I'm going to get some people angry, most likely. I'm going to say that a lot, but I know I'm going to get people angry because these are like, I know a lot of people are looking forward to this. But for me, Hogwarts Legacy is a meh game. Um, um, Most likely because I'm not a huge fan of the Harry Potter franchise to begin with. Like, I've seen all the movies, I've enjoyed the movies, but I'm not like a fan of Harry Potter. Um, and honestly, they should have just skipped the Switch 1 altogether and gone straight to Switch 2. And I feel that basically, I feel that this game has sort of passed its phase where it was really worth picking up. Like, there's so many other open world games coming out, and we're going to get to a few of them, that I'm really just not hyped whatsoever for this one, and I'm not going to want to put time into this game at all, because I'm going to be like, I would put like any upgrade to like Witcher 3 or anything way above this one, and that's something I really hope we see. But there's even other open world games, and we're going to be looking at them, like I said, a little further down on the list, that are taking so further priority for me, is that this game isn't even going to be on the back burner. Like, I'm really only going to pick it up if it falls heavily, heavily on sale, just to, like I said, like try it out on Switch 2. And you're right, Matt, guys. As of the last 2 minutes, there is 2 days left before the Switch 2 hits. We have graduated from 3 days to 2 days. So freaking awesome, man. Cannot wait. Okay, but we've got to keep this tier list going. So, Hogwarts Legacy, I can see, however, that some people are going to be very excited, especially if you were a huge Potter fan and were disappointed with the release of the first one. Maybe you skipped it altogether because you couldn't experience it the way you wanted to experience it. So once again, I can see why some people would put this way higher on the list. For me, though, it is definitely a meh game. Okay? Not something that I'm going to be super excited about. One game, though, that I am definitely going to be playing as soon as effing possible. And once again, it's probably going to surprise some people, but Fast Fusion. I have to see this game on Switch. I do think, however, it's a game that's going to burn out very quick. Like, number one, they're releasing it for an extremely budget price. It's selling for somewhere around like $10. Like, I think it's between $10 and $20, which is awesome for a release game, especially one that is going to visually show off the performance of the Switch 2. I love me my racing games. And like I said, I really want to play this game on launch day. Because it's so awesome that like it's a follow-up to the Switch launch title. However, I will admit that most likely after a week or two, I'm probably never going to play the game again. So I know that sounds super bad, but like I said, I'm following the rules of my tier list, which is how excited or how prioritized am I in playing these different games. So Fast Fusion is almost definitely going to be a launch play. And I really think if they can clean up the gameplay and sort of give a reason to invest time into the game, they actually might get a longer shelf life from this one than we got from the first game. And I'm really hoping they go that direction. Okay, next. This one is definitely going to be on the back burner for me. Hitman series is not one I'm super excited on replaying through. However, I can admit that it's a very fun series. It's a series that is really fun when you have absolutely nothing else to play, in my book. Now, some people are going to really be super hyped on this. To me, it's like, I'm glad it's there because I'm glad that the people that are fans of the series are going to get to play it. It is not a meh game because it is definitely a game that I would like to play one day. But I can't say I'm looking forward to it. And it is really only a game that I would pick up heavily on sale. If I have nothing else to play, I would then play the game. And when I see heavily on sale, like, and this is from my perspective, I'm talking about like under $10. Like if I can pick up this game for like between $5 to $10, yeah, I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to put a few hours into it. I'm going to have some fun killing some people in stupid ways, throwing some people off of buildings and shit like that. Like, it, of course. But there are I feel like the Hitman series needs a slight reinvention because these types of games, we've gone so much further with them that the fun of doing those stupid things from back in the day doesn't hit as hard as it used to. Because now so many other games let you do similar things, but push it even further. Yeah, the mouse edition can be a big part of a lot of this. And we're actually going to get to a few games in here that I'm actually really looking forward to because of the mouse edition. Okay, another on the back burner game is going to be Survival Kids for me. Survival Kids for me is definitely going to be an on the back burner game. And I'll be honest with you, I was debating a meh. Okay? But I will explain to you why it is not a meh. It's because a couple of weeks ago, we found out that this is the follow-up to a Game Boy Color game. Yes, people. Survival Kids was a Game Boy Color game, and we have it now on the Game Boy Online service. On the Nintendo Switch Online service, on the Game Boy Color side, you can play the original Survival Kids. And that is why this game is going to make it into the on the back burner. Because I'm extremely curious where they went with the series, but I'm still not looking forward to it. And if, once again, I might have to pick it up because of my kids. Like, if ever we figure out that it's a really fun multiplayer game in the overcooked genre, I might be forced to pick it up. But on the personal level, I'm not hyped for it, but I definitely would want to try it out from the see what they did with the series perspective. And see where they went with this. And how crazy it is that, like, 30 years later, we're getting the sequel to a Game Boy game that I didn't even know existed. So, to me, Survival Kids is going to make it into the on the back burner. Metroid Prime 4 is what you want. I definitely, like, I wish Metroid Prime 4 was a launch title, to be honest. I really wish it was a launch title because I'm extremely hyped for that as well. After this, let's go with... Actually, let's get one of the other as soon as effing possibles out of the way, Street Fighter 6. And this is the one that I said a lot of people are going to be like, oh yeah, why, meh? I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. I have it on PS5. I've been playing it on PS5. I'm not super high tier. I'm very mid tier player. But I enjoy playing Street Fighter. And I would say the only reason I've been not playing as much Street Fighter as I would want to play is because it's not on the Switch. It's on the PS5, and I just always end up playing a lot less PS5 than Switch. So having it on the Switch is going to be giving me an amazing reason to play the game on a daily basis. Not only that, I don't have the new characters because I didn't invest in the character packs because I like my base characters are in the base game. Like the characters I play most are in the base game. So, you know, I'm a Ken main. Like Ken is my dude. But there's a few that I'm really excited to try out. Like I definitely want to try out Terry. And I'm glad that I'm going to get a chance to do it with this game. So I'm really, really excited to pick it up. I have the game is already paid for. I'm getting it on launch. And I'm definitely going to want to play some of it on launch day, most likely. Like, Street Fighter 6 is a as soon as effing possible game. It is, to me, the definition of what that game is on the system. Next, another game that's going to be on the back burner is going to be Sonic Cross Shadows. Why? Because I played it on the Switch. I just played it on the Switch like 6 months ago. Okay, so it's one of those simple things where I just played the game very recently. I'm excited to see a visual upgrade to the game. However, I do feel that this should have been an upgrade pack and not a new release. So, like, I have trouble considering this a new release on the Switch 2. Same thing is going to go for another Sega game here on the list, because this should have been like an upgrade pack. They shouldn't be forcing me to rebuy the same game I just bought 6 months ago. And I'm saying 6 months, and I'm not even sure if it's 6 months ago. I'd have to go look at the actual release date to make sure. But we streamed it on release day. So, like, what the F? Okay? It is what it is. I'm a little mad at this one because, like I said, there really should be an upgrade option for people that have the original game. And we're going to be doing the exact same thing to Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S because, once again, I love Puyo Puyo Tetris. Me and my wife, we played all the time. Like, it's our game that we like to challenge each other at. But I have the base version, and I'm mad that they're trying to make me buy another version. Because I have this exact game, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. I don't have the S version, but I should be able to upgrade to the S version for like $5 or $10. The fact that Sega is not doing that, and I hope Sega listens to this video and gets some feedback, is dirty. Okay, it's bad. You should be offering upgrade packs to clients that have bought your games at full price, on sale, and have supported you over the last few years. Like, you're getting into a good position, Sega, where you're doing a lot of good moves. Don't waste any goodwill that you currently have and make people happy. Offer upgrade packs. Realize that you effed up on this decision and offer upgrade packs to people that have the Switch 1 versions. Okay? We're going to leave it at that because if I keep talking about it, I'm going to get mad. Because I love Sega. I grew up as a Sega kid, like a Sega Genesis kid, and I was glad to see I'm glad to see Sega making a lot of good moves gaming wise over, I would say, like the last couple of years. And I do find that like they're walking a fine line right now where a few really bad decisions could get people to look at them once again as like negatively, and I don't want them to do that. Okay. Next. Civilization 7 is a definite priority for me. I skipped Civilization 7 on the Switch 1 because I knew there was going to be a Switch 2 version. I haven't played it at all yet. I love Civilization as a series, so it is a definite priority for me. We're not going to be playing this at all on launch day, however, because it is not a very good streamable game, number one. And number two, once our list is going to be built, you're going to see that we are going to be packed for launch day. So there's just no time. And although I love the Civilization series, I know it's going to be taking the backseat to at least 5 or 6 other games. Now, I am going to do this, however, okay? And by the way, I'm probably going to be moving around some of these lists because we're going to get everything into the right categories. We're going to look it over, make sure we don't want to change anything, and then I'm going to maybe order them within each category so that we know which is the top of the mez and which is the bottom of the mez. You know what I mean? Okay. Next, after this is going to be a definite priority as well. I've been really looking for a reason to finally finish Wind Waker. Now, I'm going to be giving some secret info here. I've never finished Wind Waker. When I played it on the GameCube, I got influenced by I was a young guy, man. I was like GameCube era, I told you guys, like PS1, I was like around 15, 16. I got influenced by everyone bitching about the graphics back in the day. And I was a young guy and I was like, oh my God, it's right. This is cheesy that they went with such a kiddie look with the cel shaded graphics and blah, blah, blah and whatnot. So I played Zelda Wind Waker, but when my friends were telling me how uncool it was, I sort of dropped the game. And I've been looking for a reason to replay it. And this is going to be the perfect reason to replay Wind Waker and to finally destroy the game. Like, I'm telling you right away, like when I'm going to drop into Wind Waker, and that's why I'm not putting it here, because if I would put it here, that means I'm not doing anything else for like a week. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Like this, I'm a Zelda fan. I'm a huge Zelda fan. Like if you guys know the channel, you know I'm a huge Zelda fan. So I know that if I play this game, if I boot it up, you've lost me for like till I finish the game. Because I haven't finished this Zelda. So it is going to be a definite priority. I'm going to be playing it very early on. I might even stream it. But I'm not going to do it on launch simply because you're going to lose me. And I'm extremely excited, but I am more excited nonetheless to try some new games that I've never played before outside of Street Fighter, because Street Fighter is a pick up and play game. You can pick up and play it, and after an hour, put it down and move on to something else. You guys get where I'm going with this, right? This is like the kind of game you have to dedicate time into, and I'm still more excited to play these games on the Switch 2 than this. That's coming out wrong. I'm more excited to try these than do a full playthrough of this. That's the best way to say it. Is that these are games I'm going to be able to play and drop into and out of. This is a game I'm going to have to finish. Okay. So you guys have a little, a little announcement. I know what the end of the game is. I know what all the story is because I watched like lore videos. But I stopped playing the game, I would say, after about 7 to 10 hours, probably somewhere in there. So like definitely a long way to go in the game. And I really, really, really like, this is one of the biggest regrets I have of the GameCube era. Because by the way, the GameCube, like I had a GameCube, but it was the console I played the least. And it is one of my biggest regrets of the GameCube era. That I didn't finish this. This and Metroid Primes I played years later. So I missed out on Metroid Prime when they first came out. But those I did play later, though. I did play them later. I'm really not sure why I never decided to pick up Wind Waker and play it on a GameCube. But it is what it is. Okay, now from here on out, we're getting to the end here, guys. We have a lot already up there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games left. Yakuza 0 is going to be a looking forward to for me. I really want to play this game, but I cannot prioritize it. It is not a hyped enough game for me to prioritize it. Primarily because I know it's not the best Yakuza game overall, and I'm really hoping we get the other Yakuza games after this. I really hope this is like a first step to test out the series on the Switch, and that we get the follow-ups after that. I really don't think there's anything else to say about this, because it's still in a pretty high category, because looking forward to means that I'm definitely gonna be playing it. I'm not going to be prioritizing it like in the launch month of the Switch, like in the first month of the Switch. Suikoden is definitely on the back burner. The game is too freaking long. It's too much of a time investment. I loved it. I'm not aching to play it again, but they are great games. And I definitely want to play them if I have a chance, but I do know that it's such a huge time investment that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. I know you guys see me playing with this one a lot. It's because I'm really debating where I'm putting it. It's like probably one of the biggest question marks I have here. Split Fiction is going to go into looking forward to it. Look, it's a follow-up to a great series. It's a duo game. I'm going to have to convince my wife to play it with me, or I'm going to have to convince someone to play it with me to really get the proper experience here. Even though I like playing with other people, I'm also I'm like a solo gamer where I like to be able to play the game when I want to play the game. I don't want to have to wait for someone else to play a game. So it's going to go into the looking forward to it because I can't put it higher than that. But I know that respectfully, it doesn't deserve to be lower than that either. Because I definitely will try to get it out of the way because it's one of those experiences that I want to have. Just like It Takes Two, I had to play when I could. While Split Fiction sort of falls into that exact same category. Guardians of Azuma is as soon as effing possible. I love the Rune Factory series. I am worried about the game because the fifth one was so god-awful. Like, the fourth one was peak, then the fifth one was really pretty bad. And now I'm really hoping they brought the series back to form. I'm trusting that they did because I think they learned their lessons and they're going to do it right this time. But that is why this one is as soon as effing possible, because I love the Rune Factory series as a whole. And I'm really excited seeing where they're going with this one, especially now that I feel they have the horsepower and they have the ability to maybe bring their vision to light the way they want it to be. And we're going to be getting a day one. We're most likely going to be streaming it within the first week, if not day one. The only reason we might not stream it day one is if I don't have enough time to do it justice, because I don't want this to be like I stick it in for an hour and I stop playing. I want to be able to dedicate a good portion of stream time to it. So if I see that the day is going by too quickly, we might like push this to like a later stream. Soul Calibur 2 is going to be a definite priority. I am going to be playing way more of Street Fighter 6, but I do have to replay Soul Calibur 2. Once again, that game I played the shit ton of. I played the PS2 version more than the GameCube version, and I know I didn't have Link. I know I had Hihashi. I know Hihashi is so much less cooler than Link. But to be honest, a Spawn would have probably been my top choice back then on Xbox, but I didn't have an Xbox. So I wasn't even playing like... But... Because don't forget, I was a teenager. Okay? Spawn was so much cooler back then than Link. You know what I mean? But back then. Now Link kicks Spawn's ass easily. But overall, definite priority is going to be Soul Calibur 2. This I'm looking forward to, but I'll be honest, I'd be more into it if it was a straightforward 3D action game. If you don't know, and I have a blank on the name here, this is basically, it's a 3D action game mixed with like a tower defense game. You're playing as this person that has to defend a city. During the day, you sort of have to run around, do like quests and stuff, and get villagers into defensive positions, because at night you get attacked by monsters and you have to try to survive the days. So amazing. Like, I'm really excited to see to try this one, but it's not a priority game, and it's not as soon as effing possible game. It's just a looking forward to game. I want to try it, but the overall gameplay is, no. sort of for me. Now, this one might get people angry just because I didn't put it as soon as effing possible, but I have to be totally honest. To me, Cyberpunk is a definite priority, especially because people on the channel said they want to see it. But if I was totally honest, if people didn't vote for it on the channel, I'd even put it here. And it's not because Cyberpunk is not a good game. Let me repeat this because I said at the beginning here. This is not a judgment on the quality of the games. It is just that it is not my kind of game. I'll give you an example. I'm not a huge fan of Grand Theft Auto. I've played the Grand Theft Autos, but I'm not a huge fan of them, which is why I know to begin with, Cyberpunk is probably not going to pull me in as much as like Witcher. Like the whole futuristic Cyberpunk setting will always attract me a lot less than a medieval setting like Witcher, for example. So I'm way more excited for Witcher 4 if it comes to Switch 2 than I am for Cyberpunk. And oh my God, please God, give us Witcher 4 on Switch 2. Like if Witcher 4 doesn't come to Switch 2, I'm going to cry. I'm literally going to cry. But I'm going to put it here because people on the channel want to see it. Okay? And I do agree from a performance perspective, I think this is going to be like the proving ground for the Switch 2. If Cyberpunk runs well in handheld and docked on the Switch 2, I feel like it's going to be the test run, the proving ground of the Switch. People are going to respect the console if it is. Look, Nobunaga's, I'm going to put it in meh. I've been debating like if it's in meh or on the back burner. I'm not into it. I'm not excited about it. But look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it at the top of the meh. Because it is a game that if I see gameplay and the gameplay convinces me that the game is very interesting, it could get upgraded. Okay? But as it stands now, I have to go with my feeling. Like, I feel there's so many other games that in the strategy genre and like that type of genre that I want to play before Nobunaga that I'm really putting it in the meh category. I can't see myself taking time to play it over like more Civilization or other games in a similar genre. No, I'm not including free upgrades, my man. No. I'm not going to include the free upgrades. So we have 2 games left, guys. We have 2 games left. Deltarune is going to be a looking forward to it. I love the series. I can't wait to try it, but it's not going to be a priority for me. Because ultimately, this is a Switch 1 game. They're calling it a Switch 2 release, but it's releasing on the Switch 1 and 2 at the same time. And the only real advantage that I've seen for Deltarune on the Switch 2 is that it's going to be mouse compatible. And there's going to be mouse-specific mini-games in the game. So it is a Switch 2 version, but it's not enough to have me prioritize playing Deltarune on the Switch 2. And all these games here are definitely going to take priority over it. Although I definitely think it's a game that I have to play, which is why I would never put it any lower than looking forward to it. Because I'm still looking forward to playing the game. But it's not going to take the priority spot over any of these. And lastly, for Bravely Default, I'm going to say as soon as effing possible. I'm actually really... The more I think about it, the more I really want to replay Bravely Default on the Switch as soon as possible. Because I really love the HD 2D remake so much. And I know this is not a pure like HD 2D remake, but like I love the upgraded, really good Square Enix games because... Let's be honest, like Square Enix has been dropping the ball a bit lately. But Bravely Default is back in the day when Square Enix was really on fire. And like when I say on fire, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, all their games were fire. Like, that's a better way of saying it, probably. But so I'm really looking forward to replaying one of their really good games. Just like I want to really play a Final Fantasy VII remake. It's not a launch game, but when it's going to launch, I really, really, really can't wait to do that. To play that game. Okay, so now that we have everything into place, I do want to bring attention to something here really quick. 5, 10, 15, 22. Out of 26 games, 15 are looking forward to it or more. And even on the back burner here, the first 3 games here are really, really, really good games. They're just not exciting for me at the moment because I've played too much of them in the past. And I'm not necessarily diving back into them. So I would even say like 18 of the 26 games are going to be really, really fun releases. We have a good Switch lineup here. We have a good launch lineup here. Now, every console is not going to launch with with like 200 games. And I think we have a really solid lineup here for a launch lineup. Yes, Undertale is under $10 right now. If you have not picked up Undertale, by the way, which is the predecessor to Deltarune, it is a really good time to pick it up. It's on sale right now. It is a definite worthy pickup right now, especially if you want to sort of get into it to be able to fully appreciate Deltarune. Thank you for reminding me of that, Squirrel. But yes, so I just want to bring the attention here that out of like 26 games, 18 are extremely solid releases. And even some people could argue that this are extremely solid releases as well. They're just not my cup of tea right now because especially here I'm mad at Sega. Okay? So like it is what it is for that. But now I just want to place things here a little bit. So even though I'm excited for this, I would say this is the order here. Mario Kart, Street Fighter, Guardians of Azuma, Fast Fusion, and then Bravely Default. So from most as effing possible to least effing possible. If we go to definite priorities here, now I'm going to leave Cyberpunk there. I'm going to put this like this. And this like this. So, well, out of the definite priorities, Wind Waker is my definite priority. Like, as soon as I get out of my phase where I have to play these games, I'm definitely going to be starting up a game of Wind Waker. And I'm going to be trying to knock it out as fast as freaking possible while appreciating the game overall. These games I'm going to be able to pick up and play a bit because, like, if you know these games, it's not a game where you have to, like, finish the game or something like that. So you can sort of pick up and play a few games here and there. And Cyberpunk, I'm going to be doing for the channel. So theoretically, it should probably be higher here. But I really don't want to put it higher because to me, if we're talking, I'm repeating, this list is my excitement towards the games. I don't want to say I'm more excited for this than like this or any of these. It's just like that. Next here, if we look at, this is going to be actually towards the top because I am looking forward to that. This here, this would be like this: Yakuza 0, then F-Zero, then Deltarune, then Split Fiction, and then finally the game that I have a blank on the title of the game. Kinitsugami something something. Okay? It's like a 3-part title. but it looks good. Just out of the looking forward to it, it is still the lowest of the looking forward to it. On the back burners, this feels right. This actually feels right. Like, order-wise, this actually feels right. And I'm not saying Suikoden is not a really good game. It's just that I can't see myself playing it again because of how much of a time investment it is. And here, yeah, Nobunaga's is good. I'm going to do this. Nobunaga's Welcome Tour, I might jump into if someone tells me that there are some really awesome Easter eggs, like I said. Then Hogwarts, and finally Fortnite, I'm most likely never going to pick up on the Switch, too. Like, it's going to be on there, but it's going to be on there for my daughter. I'm most likely not going to play it. Yeah, Topaz is crawling around. I'll let her... Here, come. She was looking for a way... She was looking for a way up. So there she is. There is Topaz. So there we have it, guys. That is my tier list for the top, all the launch Nintendo Switch 2 games. Honestly, like I said, really good lineup. I want to hear what you think about this. Like, you know, as I said, this is most likely going to be a video on the channel. So I really want to hear what you think about my lineup. What is your most anticipated game for the Nintendo Switch 2? Like, what game can you not wait? What games do you not care about? Let me know in the comments down below. I really want to hear what your thoughts are on all of this. Keep in mind, like I said, be nice in the comments. It is not a judgment, like I said, on the quality of the games. It is a judgment on my hype towards the games coming out. So I hope you guys enjoyed all of this. As usual, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and I hope I'll see you in my next video.